So hi, my name is Morgan West. I'm a partner in the real estate team in the Cheltenham office. I specialise, amongst other things, in stamp duty land tax, and I will have my own clients and colleagues coming to me with their SDLT inquiries. SDLT, you may be familiar with, it is a tax which is payable when you buy your house. That's when most people come across it, but it's also payable in a commercial context where people are buying commercial properties or where they're taking a lease of a property. I act for a range of clients, so individuals, companies, professional sport teams, charities, educational institutions, all sorts. So hopefully there's no one yet that I've come across that would stump me when it comes to any SDLT inquiry or their particular needs. The type of thing that comes to me quite often is multiple dwellings relief is quite a common one. So this is where someone's buying a property which may contain a second dwelling. So a prime example of this may be a granny annex. It might be, for example, if you're lucky enough to be able to afford a bigger estate, you might have additional cottages, or you might be buying a building, for example, which has multiple flats. The benefit of multiple dwellings relief is that it can bring your tax liability down. So you may be buying what you believe to be one property, and you may have gone, okay, well, this is how much I'm buying it for. I've run it through the online HMRC calculator. This is how much I'm going to have to pay. But because you're buying more than one property, actually you can reduce your liability. There is a relief available to you. And it's the reliefs. There are so many reliefs, and not many people are aware of these reliefs. You can have obscure ones, such as if you're buying a lighthouse. You can have ones that are a bit more common. So for example, we've touched already upon multiple dwellings relief from a commercial context. You have group relief, you have charities relief. So those are the type of things that I can help people with, and I can help reduce the tax that they're paying. From a different angle, I can also make sure that you're, okay, yes, you want to pay as little as you can, but in some cases, you may have to pay more than you envisaged. And again, that's important. You need to make sure you're paying the right amount, because if you don't, HMRC may come knocking and they may add penalties and interest to it, so you end up paying more. If you're a finance officer of a company, every year you have to sign off to say that you have paid the right amount in tax. So again, you want to make sure that you're getting the right guidance there. So one of the tips that I tend to give my clients is to have the discussion around tax at the outset of a transaction. The reason for this is so that they go into it with their eyes open, they know how much they're paying. You don't want a surprise at the last minute. That way, it may be that actually you don't have the budget for it. You may have factored in that you're paying X amount for a property, but you didn't factor in that you've got to pay an extra 5-figure sum for tax reasons. So have that conversation at the outset. Obviously, if there's any reliefs and so forth that we can introduce and we can identify, then great. And it might be that you go, oh, you know what? Yes, great. This isn't going to cost as much as I thought. And you can earmark that money for another purpose. So have that conversation at the outset and make sure you know what you're going to have to pay. Another thing that I will recommend as well, and I'll always have this conversation with a client, is around clawback. So there's a couple of reliefs that if we do apply, such as group relief or multiple dwellings relief, there's cases where actually HMRC can say the circumstances have changed, so we need to get more money out of you. And again, it's really important that the clients are aware of that for budgeting reasons. We've got a number of calculators that we've actually developed within HCR, which are more accurate and can cover more instances than the current one which HMRC have. So it means that we can do these calculations for you within minutes, which will take the majority of other people hours, because they'll have to do it by way of mental arithmetic. We can just plug numbers through, we get the results for you, we advise you upon it. Very quick, very easy, and hopefully you come out of it all the better for it.